In an earlier video, I updated this infotainment system in this year 2013 Lexus RX350. Although, if I go to the reverse camera, this reverse camera image is dark and grainy. It's always been like this since I purchased this vehicle, even with the original OEM infotainment system. So today we're gonna try to fix that, and we're gonna fix that by installing a new camera. Link in the description below to get yours. This was purchased on Amazon. This is aftermarket. We're gonna install this to learn if we can improve this camera video quality. Follow along if you wanna see how this is done. These are the tools you'll need for the job. Screwdriver, panel remover tools, link in the description below to get your own. A socket set, and of course, your new camera. So at the back of the vehicle here, you'll find your original camera. This is what we're after. We're gonna replace it with this new one. Let's open up the vehicle and get started. A number of panel pieces will have to come off of this vehicle, this larger panel, and to get that larger panel off, a few other things have to come off. This part, 1, 2, and 3. So using a panel remover tool, let's pry in this area. Pry off this cover, and also this panel. Pinch and pull this connector to disconnect. You'll also find a panel here and on the left side of the vehicle. These don't have to come out, but they do allow you to grab hold of the larger panel when that's removed, so it's quick to pull those out. It's subtle, but you'll find markings on those panels. This says RH and up arrow, so this goes on the right-hand side of the vehicle, and this arrow is pointed upward and reinstalled. That'll be important for later. Also remove this panel on the right-hand side of the vehicle and left-hand side over here. And in these holes, right and left, you'll find a 10mm bolt. The bolt also has a Phillips head on there, so I'll use a Phillips head screwdriver to pull that out. On the left side of the vehicle as well. So now I can pull this larger panel off. To do that, I'm gonna grab inside this hole here and the hole over here as well. I'll give this a firm yank. The panel at this point is just held on by clips, so you need to pull just hard enough to release it. The panel is now removed. These are all the little plastic clips. If any of these break, link in the description below to get more. This is the back side of the OEM camera, so it has a connector we want to remove. Use your fingers, or in this case, some needle nose pliers to gently pinch the connector and remove it. At this point, before we go too much further, I'm going to take my new camera and plug it into this connector, and I'll test out this camera to make sure it works before I complete the full installation. There we go, it's plugged in. Back inside the vehicle, let's shift to reverse. And we got our image. It looks a lot more crisp and brighter than the original OEM camera, so let's complete the installation. We now want to remove this panel here to replace the camera. So to do that, remove these bolts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do that with a 10mm socket. Nut number 2. Nut number 3. And 4. That exterior trim piece is still held on by some clips. This clip number 1, and over here clip number 2. To release those clips, just use some pliers, pinch, and get those clips through the hole. And now this panel might come off. It does. Let's now remove this camera mount. It's held on by this additional bolt here. Remove that. On the outside of the vehicle, the original camera has some little tabs, left side and right side, that need to be pushed in. So push that in here. Camera's starting to move now. And on the inside of the vehicle, pry a bit more with your panel remover tool to pop this out. So here's our old camera and our new camera assembly. Pop in your new camera and replace all your parts, and then you'll be done. So let's put this in place now. Plug it in, and you can test again to make sure it still works at this point, but it should. Inside the vehicle again, shift to reverse, and there's your new image. Looks a whole lot more crisp and a lot brighter than the original. Let's reinstall all the parts and finish this job. The parts on this rear door just go back in reverse order. I'm finishing up snapping on a few more parts. And snap on the last part. The new backup camera is installed and functional, although the video quality is not much better than it was before. Regardless, if your camera is completely busted, this video shows you how to replace that broken camera. I hope this helps you with your project.